Hey, if you've been with us through this series, then you already know we are not here for surface level conversations or microwave motivation. Welcome back to the Intentionally Random broadcast, where the topics might be random, but the growth always intentional. I'm Anthony's Too Real, and across from me is the one and only Tina Mo for show. Now, up to this point, we've been doing some real internal work. We talked about not lying to yourself. We talked about the things we keep protecting. And last episode, we got honest about the version of us that survived versus the version that's supposed to thrive. But today is where it shifts. Because awareness is one thing, but action, that's a whole different conversation. See, a lot of people, they know what's wrong. We can point it out. We can break it down. and even pray about it. But knowing and doing, that's where most people get stuck. So today we're asking the real questions. Now that you know, what are you going to do? We're getting into the difference between being aware and being accountable. Why people consume growth but avoid action. How fear disguises itself as waiting on the right time. And what it actually looks like to move when faith is required, not just talked about. Because at some point, growth stops being about what you learn and starts being what you're willing to change. And listen, this isn't pressure, but it is responsibility. Because God will show you something and then watch what you do with it. So if you've been getting clarity but not making moves, this might be the episode that challenges you a little different. This is episode 4 of the Intentionally Random series. And if you're ready to stop thinking about growth and actually step into it, stay with us. This is the Intentionally Random broadcast. Let's get intentional.
Hey, hey, hey.
Tina.
Here once again. Here once again.
We are here again. Thank you, Lord.
And so glad about it. So glad about it. Well, just want to start off by acknowledging the chat that is coming to the room. Tonight we have Brit Family Fun, who is always first just about. I think the only person that generally beats her out is Tiff's Take. But I see Lady Yo, Yolanda, as we affectionately call her, is in the building. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chatments. Real odds and evens. Why did I almost say evenings? Jesus. The real odds and evens. We're so glad that you decided to hang out with us. Want to acknowledge you, as always, is some testosterone in the building.
Thank you.
I know, right? Grateful that you decided to come and hang out with us. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to these here Chatments. And then we have Scrabble Bees. So glad that you decided to come back tonight. So glad to see you. Want to acknowledge you as well. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to these here Chatments. Tiff's Take is in the building. Anytime that I see you, I'm always honored. And it's so grateful for your growth on your channel over there. Such great content. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to these here Chatments. I don't know why I don't want to talk right today. I know, right? Susanna, so glad that you decided to hang out with us just for a few moments. I know that you have a tendency to be in and out because you do so much content. So grateful that you decided to hang out with us for a pair of seconds. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to these here Chatments. And then we have Rhino Pro. So glad that you decided to come in. Thank you for engaging with us. You said that it's boring, but you will listing. I guess I don't know what listing is, but hey, so glad that you decided to hang out with us tonight. Greetings and salutations, and welcome to these here Chatments. Get a job. I will. Well, you're looking at two women that are employed, and so hopefully you will find one too, since you said you're going to get one. May you have many blessings on your journey to get employment. Fantastic Five is in the building. So glad that you decided to hang out with us tonight. Greetings and salutations, and welcome to these here Chatments. And I'm trying to say, oh, yo, baby, yo. Let me roll out the red carpet for who? My flesh and blood cousin is in the building. The Black Love Permissionist. So glad that you decided to hang out with us tonight. Greetings and salutations, and welcome to these here Chatments. Dave, so glad that you decided to hang out with us tonight. It's a blessing to see all of you all, but I'm most certainly glad that you're here and decided to hang out with us tonight. Greetings and salutations, and welcome to these here Chatmans. And then we have, oh wow, we have a YouTube celebrity among us. It
Ooh.
is Trisha Nicole is in the building, y'all. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Chatmans. Every time I see someone with the kind of exponential growth, especially as I
Mm-hmm.
look at Trisha Nicole, I always think about how I can't. I am always inspired by that
Mm-hmm.
growth and the willingness to stick to it.
Yes.
Um, to get to some of the places that she's gone to. And many of you, now that I think about it, many of you are already monetized. Those of you all did Lady Yo, Brit Family Fun. She's monetized as well. And, you know, I just, whenever I go across someone's Chapman's fantastic, she is too. You know, hey, we in the race. We trying to get there to be a class of 2026. Hello?
Amen.
Yes.
Amen. I
And
got
so
my bell, y'all.
I know that's right. Ring a lang a lang. Ring a lang a lang. So I'm just glad that all of you all decided to hang out with us tonight. The topic of discussion is taking us further into our 6 part series, which don't ask me what the name of the series is. You have to go back a couple of. If you don't remember, I don't either. But you have to go back a
Yo.
couple of episodes to figure out what in the world that is. One day I'm gonna write it down. I might even tattoo it on my hand a little bit. Write it with a little erasable ink, magic marker, or something. But we will be talking about today. Knowing isn't doing, and we're asking the question: what are you going to do? I know that's right, class of 2026. Yes. I'm trying to
Ooh.
graduate in this piece.
Hello.
Uh-huh.
With
Let me,
honors.
I know that's right, because I'm trying to get a coin or two like y'all folks out here. I can do more than just pass out coins. I could collect them. But
Hallelujah.
I know that's right. Praise him. And so I just think about how we've been discussing the different components of change, what we needed to consider as it pertains to our faith, what we needed to consider as it pertains to telling the truth to ourselves, as it pertains to just taking a moment and saying the quiet part out loud and being able
Mhm.
to face what we need to face and really take a deep dive about into who we really are, how we are presenting ourselves to other people. And now that we've come to the place where we see where we are, we know what we know. We've seen what
Mhm.
we've seen, but now what are we going to do about it? What things will we take on and be willing to grow from here? Because at the end of the day, we're still talking about growth. We're
Mhm.
not trying to stay stagnant. We're not trying to stay in the same place that we were last year. And I know that I've seen growth even in my own life, not
Mhm.
just on a personal note, of course, on a personal note.
Right.
Um, and I've seen growth spiritually where I'm opening up, I'm sharing more.
Mhm.
Um, and not so much as to be preachy, but I'm sharing more as it pertains to what I actually believe, where my faith
Right.
actually lies. I know that when I first started doing content, one of the things that I said that I didn't want to do is be too preachy.
Mhm.
Well, next thing I know, I started doing content, and all I kept hearing is preacher, preacher, you're preaching. There must be a preacher, pastor, I'm evangelist. I'm like, wait, hold on now. Where are we getting all this from? Hold up. You know, I'm just trying to be regular out
Right.
here. But then at some point you begin to I know that's right. Tina is next. Uh-huh. Now hold on. Let me put that up
Amen.
on the Jumbotron, huh? Because we're gonna be putting stuff on the Jumbotron one day. Tina
Touching and
is
agreeing.
next. Yes, we touching and agreeing. Uh-huh. Kendi K all day is in the building. We're so glad that you decided to hang out with us. Greetings and salutations, and welcome to these here Chapmans. Yes, but like I was saying, you know, at some point you begin to take inventory as it pertains to your own life. Like, while I'm not, you know, I'm Southern, okay? I'm
Mhm.
very much so Southern. And so I may sound like a preacher at any given moment. If I talk about God, Jesus, the scripture, or anything, I am gonna sound like I've been in dipped in somebody's baptismal pool and probably wearing a robe right now. But I'm just saying, I'm just being honest. And so when people say, "Oh, it's it," yeah, I hear you. You know, I can't shy away from that. I am who I am, and I am
Mhm.
who I am unapologetically. Now, am I trying to force things down people's throat? Absolutely not. You know, because I didn't want
Mhm.
nobody forcing nothing down my throat. Hello, no pause. Don't be forcing nothing down my throat. I said what I said. And
Hello.
so so the thing is, I always sit back and I try to take into consideration, you know, where do I want to go? What am I trying to do now? Now that I have more exposure, growth is happening as it pertains to the YouTube page. Growth is happening as it
Mhm.
pertains to the things that are going on with me internally. Growth is happening as it pertains to me even getting closer to some other changes in my life, you know. Um, and so I'm like, okay, now that I know and I'm aware of what has been, and I'm aware of what is. Now I have to look into what's to come. What am I going to do with the information that I've gathered? What am I going to do with the things that I've discovered thus far? Because knowing is not enough. It's not
Hmm.
enough to just be in discovery mode. It's not just enough to be in the place where, oh, okay, somebody told me I agree with them. Okay. You know, that's no different than, you know, if you wearing a dress and your slip is hanging. I know y'all don't wear slips no more. That's old school. But I'm just saying, if you know anything about
Right.
your grandma, anybody, because I know y'all don't wear slips and stuff, you know, y'all go bare legged and all that. And I ain't jumping on nobody. I don't care nothing about the fact if you do or you don't wear stockings, pantyhose, none of that. I'm just saying. And a gentleman, I don't know what y'all do. I just know it's generally a custom at some point back in the day where the older women wore certain things as it pertains to,
Mhm.
you know, the wear how they wore their attire. And so they would have times where they would wear slips under a skirt. But if your skirt was hijacked somewhere and your slip was showing, you know, they was, you know, reach over in your ear and whisper, "Hey, your slip is showing." You know, trying to, you know, have a little decorum about it. They don't want to be, "Hey, your drawers hanging out." You know, they're not doing
Right.
that, but they would let you know, "Hey, something about you needs to be fixed." Look at that, fantastic said. My mom made me wear a slip with a dress or a skirt. I know, right?
Same.
That's the
My
old
grandma.
school. Hey, you're telling on yourself. You're telling on yourself. Um, and so she said when I was younger. Oh, okay, you was a baby. You still had to wear slips. Oh God, that's all right. I understand. And so that's the thing. If somebody reaches over and tell you something's wrong, it's not enough for you to be like, "Oh, okay, appreciate that. Now I know," and then you just sit there and don't do anything about it. You sit there with your dress is hijacked, you know, your drawers is out, your skirt, your slip is showing, you know, all of your underclothes is out for everyone to see, and your business is hanging. The question is, what do you do with what you know? Sometimes we tip and go to the bathroom. Sometimes, you know, we take a brisk walk, you know. Sometimes we stand up and just adjust a little bit, you know. So it's not all, you know, everything ain't everything, you know. But sometimes you take a moment to look in the mirror and fix the thing. And you get in a position where you can see the thing that you've been notified of. But you don't walk away from the mirror with that same situation where your slip is hanging out
Mhm.
or your draws is for all to see. And yes, I said draws because I'm country. And so, my question to you, Anthony, as we hop into this, is: have you ever considered the fact that you've known or somebody identified something that needed to change in your life, or you know that proverbial slip hanging, and you looked at you just decided to walk away and not do nothing about it?
Hmm. Yo, you said one time, so many times.
I'm gonna be like, look, and if
So many times.
you still wear
So
slips,
many
I'm
times
listening.
of knowing something and just like being aware, but not actually doing anything to change what I know needs to change.
Hmm. Yeah. I'm guilty of the same thing where I've been told, oh, I'll never forget the day. Because I see it so clearly. Oh my goodness. This was right before. Now, for those of you all who don't know, who know already, that this is nothing new to you. You've heard this story a thousand times, or at least as many times almost as we've had it intentionally random, unless you caught me on other broadcasts or podcasts or what have you. But you do know, for those of you who do not know, I was arrested, and I'll never forget. Somebody told me, someone real close to me told me one time
Mm-hmm.
that if you don't stop what you're doing, I'm gonna read about you in the paper. They let you know how long ago it was, because I don't know who read the paper now. But back in the day, they said I don't want to read about you in the paper, either in the obituary or in the obituary section, or I don't want to read about you on the front page.
Mm-hmm.
And I told them out of my slow and stupid mouth at the time that I know what I'm doing. Now
Oh
they
wow.
told me that they didn't that the route that I was headed, I was gonna land in one of those spaces. And I still had the audacity after that sobering conversation to be full of myself and say, I know what I'm doing. And I kept doing what I was doing.
Oh wow.
And like I told them I'm gonna be all right, I'm straight. In whatever vernacular it was at the time, because I'm sure it was something horribly worse than that. But yeah, I literally told them I was gonna be okay. And at the time, I was preparing to go to prison. From just that
Mm.
day alone, I was just in preparation. I didn't know I was in preparation, but I
Right.
most certainly was in preparation because I never stopped what I was doing. I just kept on doing
Okay.
what I was doing. I must roll out the red carpet once again. My pastor, Just Danielle 365, is in the building. So glad that you decided to hang out with us. I know you've been on the board for a good little minute, but I was gonna come to you at some point.
Mhm.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to these here Chatmans. Ooh, she said, "Hey, I'm in the beginning of the video as I had to run it back."
Appreciate that, Pastor.
I know, right? She had to run it back for a pair of seconds. Um, but again, it goes back to um just understanding that sometimes even in when you see what you see, have you made up your mind to do the thing that you know about? What's been brought to your attention? Because sometimes we already know. I already knew I was messing up. I just didn't know exactly what the outcome was going to be. Because let me acknowledge that, because that's a good point right there. I did not care about the outcome. That was what the problem was. Because I heard what they said to me loud and clear, repeated it back. Oh, okay, you don't want to read it. Evidently, I was listening because I'm telling you all what was said to me. I
Right.
heard it, but I would not make myself accountable to it. I would not yield to it. And because of that, I ended up with, two nines, 18 and all, but two nines running concurrent.
Mm.
And because it was, what you call it, three strikes, I ain't got no more strikes. One more strike, life without parole. And so I was
Mm.
risking myself at that time. Oh yeah, I need to get a hold of Jesus and that right fast and early. But at the time I didn't care.
Right.
I didn't care. I did not care. I knew that there were gonna be consequences for my actions, but I wouldn't change. Now, because I'll tell anybody, I'm not one of them people that say, "Oh, I was innocent. I never did nothing wrong," and blah blah. No, I did it, and I even told my mom, "Yep, I'm finna go. They finna take me down to the jailhouse." She just wanted to make sure that I was in Memphis. Because the last time I had, the time before the end when I had gotten locked up, I was locked up across the bridge in Arkansas. She just didn't want to have to drive back over the bridge. But again, that's neither here nor there. But I'm just saying. And so it was just one of those things where you take into consideration that I'm putting myself in danger. I'm putting my freedom at risk. but I didn't care because though I knew that there could be consequences, though I knew, and I had people that was holding me accountable too, saying, "Hey, do you know that your actions is going to lead to destruction?" Now that I am where I am in life now
Mm.
I have to ask the question between what is the difference between being aware and being accountable?
Hmm.
Because knowing isn't doing. What do we do from here? Making TV, I did see you. I want to acknowledge you because I did see you in my comment section. I will, in fact, make sure that, a matter of fact, do you have an email address or IG or anything of that nature where I can get in touch with you? Because I have been doing some investigating as it pertains to your channel, and I don't mind conversing with you. And so, if you have any of those things, if you could put it in the comment section, or if you can leave it in the comment section after the live, I would be ever so grateful. And I will reach out to you if you have any of
Tina,
those areas. Yes.
Tina Mo, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was gonna say I'm getting a popping sound on my end. Can I get
Is
a
it me
mic
or
check?
you? Sure. Mic check one,
It's
two,
like
one,
coming
two.
from your end, so I just want to say maybe I'm not sure in reference to the volume. Or it could just be me. I was gonna say, chat, do y'all hear like a popping sound or anything?
Mm-hmm.
They said no.
Yeah, I definitely hear it.
Okay, I didn't know if it was my end or your end. Okay, all right. I was gonna say
Yeah, when you're
I'm gonna keep going with it. Okay, they said they don't hear it, so then it's something. Okay, cool. Thank you, yo, Brick.
okay.
All right, cool. No, I was just making sure. I didn't want it to be like messing up or nothing. All right.
No, I actually hear the crackling when when you speak. I hear the crackles.
Really? And see, I hear it when you speak. Okay, so then we'll have to figure that out on the back end. All right, it's cool. We going on like this ain't even happen, y'all.
Okay, put a one in the chat if you can hear us clearly. Put a one in the chat. Station identification. Put a one in the chat. Chat if you can hear us clearly. Oh, I see a
Okay.
one. I see a
Thank
one.
you.
I see a one. Greatly appreciate that. But yes, again, Mr. Hankin, I most certainly, like I said, if you would put your information in the chat, I will go back and um or if your email is in your description of your channel, then I most certainly will reach out to you with the proper information. Oh, but by all means, we appreciate you for being here tonight. Greetings and salutations, and welcome to these here Chapmans. Oh, hold on. Before I go there, I saw Vaughn is in the building. Vaughn, the madam. We're so glad that you decided to hang out with us tonight. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to these here Chapmans. Anytime that you come in, I'm always elated. I don't see you very often, but when I do, you always put a smile on my face. So I appreciate you for hanging out with us. Again, greetings and salutations, and welcome to these here Chapmans. Um, okay. Okay, okay. It's ATR. I said ATR. Stash Cash is in the building. El Presidente Peso, also known as Deacon Stash Cash, is in the building. So glad that you decided to hang out with us tonight. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to these here Chapmans. Um, who's 32? Is it your birthday today, Vaughn? I still
Oh,
hear
happy
crackles on your
birthday.
end. I don't know if it's your headset, but I still hear crackles from you, Anthony's. Oh, I really don't hear you now. Um, but if it's your birthday, because I'm not sure, because you the only one that I know that's that about that young. If today is your birthday, let me make sure that I let you know that I'm wishing you a happy birthday. So glad that you decided to hang out with us on your birthday. This is amazing. Greetings and salutations. And happy birthday to you. Wow, that's amazing. Y'all so sweet to us. Coming in. Just Danielle 365 said, "Oh, that is good. Knowing is not enough. Sometimes we just don't care. What are you risking in the moment, for the moment, not considering that those moments add up to a lifetime? When I tell you that some of the decisions that we make sometimes can be so horrible. Um, and yet it could be, we could have some of the worst attitudes about the things that we know that need to change. We could have one of the worst attitudes of just about the things that we don't want to take action in making
Hmm.
things be different. And I think about that. Thank you for the warm welcome, my good sis Tina Mo. I appreciate you always. And I appreciate you anytime that you stop by, hang out with us. 2 seconds, 10 seconds, 10 minutes. We're just glad that you stopped by. Um, but look at this. No, Miss Tina, we are the same age.
Oh.
Okay, then. Okay. I know me and you ain't the same age, so you must be talking about somebody else. The birthday twin must be Stash or somebody, one of the young people. Um Sister Danielle said, "What up, Deacon Stash?" I done started something there. Oh, okay then. I got you. I got you. Me and Vaughn the same age with the same birthday. Oh, okay. Well, okay. Well, I'll take my happy birthday back or something. I don't know, or you can have it or save it for when you have your birthday again. I don't know what to tell you. But either way, um, either way, I'm just glad that both of you all are here with all your birthdays. Everybody's birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy
If
birthday.
it ain't came yet, happy to your birthday and make your birthday happy. But yes, back to what we were talking about. There is a difference between being aware and being accountable. Just as I was saying a minute ago, that there were some changes I just didn't want to make in, being um thuggish, street, good for nothing. Like my good friend says every now and then, a worthless piece of now and later, because I can't say the
Mm.
other word. But that's what I think about as it pertains to the life that I was living. I mean, no value whatsoever. I was throwing the whole everything into the garbage can. Oh, then you said, right, these babies make me feel anxious in this piece. I know, right? Lala is in the building, in the bushes, like my. All right. Tickled. I am tickled. So glad that you decided to hang out with us, Lala. Even if you are in the bushes, greetings and salutations. Welcome to these here chatments. Oh. Now, ladies used to be good. They did. They was. They were fine. Um, Scandalous scallywags. Yes, indeed. Yes, they are still good. I'm not gonna let y'all distract me no more. Let me get to what I was talking about. But the difference between being aware and being accountable is you deciding I'm going to start and I'm not gonna stop at just knowing the information.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not willing to just stop at, oh, well, they told me, now I know. It's better to know than to not know. Because hey, I've had some of those moments. Um, but one thing that I can say is, as it pertains to um coming to that place of accountability, it really does take um it really does take a
Courage.
maturity, a level of maturity to come to that place where you're willing to say, hey, um, it's not enough for me to know that I'm messing up out here. It's not enough for me to know that I'm destroying people's lives. It's
Mm-hmm.
not enough for me to know that I'm ruining my own life, my own health, my own wealth, my own whatever it is. It's not enough for me to know that I'm ruining the lives of younger people. You
Mm-hmm.
know, whether they're kids or whoever it else it is that um, I am an influential facet of their lives. And so that's something that I always try to take into consideration. Now in the place I'm in now, because there was a time, like I said, where I didn't care. I didn't care where, I'm like, let the chips fall where they may. But then I was like, but I don't want to hurt anybody. Now I might want to do, do a few things in life. You might was missing a few things, but I wasn't trying to hurt anyone necessarily physically. I mean, now,
Right.
you know, more or less if you didn't do anything to me. But it was one of those things where I didn't really want to bring harm to people by my actions. And at that point of coming to the place of maturity, you began to say, how can I make things right? Um, how can I change the trajectory of um this road that I'm traveling? How can I change those things and make it to where things aren't as devastating or destructive? Um, what do you think as it pertains to the difference between being aware and being accountable?
Knowing versus, like you said, like actually being accountable and actually doing something about it, like making that change. Um, I don't know. I feel like just knowing, I don't know. Some people say it's better to know than to not know, but I feel like just knowing, just it's like it's not enough. Like I guess I'd rather
Hmm.
not know, because to know,
Hmm.
excuse me, to know and like still not do nothing is kind of, it's like pointless when you think about it. So it's kind of like, okay, if I know, then yeah, I gotta hold myself accountable. But it's hard. Like it's really hard. And I guess hearing it so much from like somebody else, when it comes to like certain things that may need to change and stuff, like that make it even harder, because then it's like, okay, what if there's something that you've already dealt with, or you've been thinking about, and then somebody else bring it to you, and now it's like, okay, now I really got to face, this is what it is.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Danielle said something interesting. She brought up James chapter 4, verses 17, verse
Mm,
17. So for one who knows the right thing to do and does not do it, for him it is sin. I mean, she ain't told no lies with that one. Of course, that's the word of
no
God.
lie, but it's still a ouch.
Well, fact, it's definitely a ouch. I also consider. Oh, before I consider anything, I want to make sure that I acknowledge Coach Mean Reen is in the building. Greetings and salutations. We're so glad that you decided to hang out with us tonight. We know you
Hey,
could be
coach.
anywhere doing jumping jacks, doing push-ups, doing some of them, putting your legs in a pretzel or on some kind of walking, ride, and hopping. I was going to say disease. Walking, hopping, riding machine that has you out here. Slimming it out and strong, and as you like to say, staying juicy. And so we're
Yes.
so glad that you decided to hang out with us. Welcome to these here chatments.
Hey, coach.
I thought I saw somebody else that came in just a second ago as well. I could, and I know I ain't hallucinating. Oh, that was Trisha Nicole said, yes, it's hard. It is hard. It is hard. Holding yourself accountable. Which reminds me of something that Lala says, have you had your water? I
Mm-hmm.
can't even say it like she says it. She said so iconic in
Water.
how she speaks water. Um, but it's that thing of have you hydrated? And not just drinking water, in and of itself, but have you added the necessary nutrients? Do you have your okra water going? Do you have that lemon and cucumber or kiwi or strawberry or whatever it is that's going to infuse the natural vitamins and things and hydration that you need, that H3O2 that you need for your body.
Right.
It's not enough to be like, well, she said drink some okra water and then you just leave it where it is. When you could be borderline diabetic and that could actually help you. You know. But people don't, they don't be talking about stuff like that. Definitely a ouch for real. Hold up, Danielle, come through with the scripture. Yes. Oh, Coach mean is rain. And so, yeah, but moving on to the second point, if I can get it out my mouth, why people consume growth but avoid action. They consume growth but avoid action. It's so many people that will go get counseling. They'll go to therapy. They'll learn all of the things. They will go and listen to somebody like, Just Danielle 365 and get all of the things. And they just are listening and they just ever learning and they ever learning and they ever learning and they're ever learning and they're ever learning, but they're putting absolutely pause. No, ain't no pause. I said what I said. Um But it's one of those things that you ever are learning, but you don't do anything with the information that you're given. What is the use of going to every guru? What is the use of running across every, like for instance, you over there listening to the people. I love the way that Danielle ends the prayer with affirmations.
Yes.
What do those affirmations mean if you actually don't believe enough to walk in the
Mm.
blessings that you've been speaking over your own life?
Ouch.
She says, for me and my house, we shall serve the Lord, but you ain't trying to serve him in no kind of way.
Mm.
Huh? Well, you just saying it so to be saying it sound cute? Ooh, that was a good prayer, honey. And it just go walk right out and go rob the bank. I ain't saying that y'all doing stuff like that, but I'm just saying, I'm just using it for an example.
Right.
And so I just think about that. How many times have we just overloaded ourselves, gouged ourselves with information on top of information on top of information. But when it comes time to do something, we ain't got no do something.
It be like that though, I think. I know more so today, it seemed like I don't even want to say it's just like this generation, but it just seemed like you can it's just more of like just saying, you don't really have to like do like the actual doing part. So it make it easy to like just like be stuck knowing instead of actually like doing what you know.
Hmm. Yeah, because that's the hard part about all of that. Is the fact that it's like taking protein powder, but you don't never lift no weights.
Right.
You just run around with a dusty mouth. You over there take a pre-workout, ain't did a jumping jack, ain't did a push-up. But you getting them calories in. Somebody, I gotta count my macros. For what? You sitting on the couch. You are watching the people. You over there got Tybo turned on. You ain't lifted an arm. What you doing?
Mm.
What you doing? Crystal's world has entered the building. We're so glad that you decided to hang out with us anytime that you come through. So glad because I know you be busy. You be out here in these streets, honey. And so anytime we see you, I'm just glad that you decided to stop by and hang out with little old us. This is another one that's famous out there.
Yeah.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to these here Chapmans. Um, what's the lady said? Stopping in to show love. She must then went to the other one. Hey Yolanda. Everybody speaking to everybody. Um, but that's what I mean by consume growth but avoid action. You reading the Bible with all your heart and you just reading and reading, you studying and studying. You got your
Mm.
concordance out, you highlighting everything, you going to all the church services, and then you go home and live 9 miles worth of hell. What are you doing that
Mm.
for? Huh? Uh, and I'm not talking about the things that we haven't come to a place where we have an understanding about that. I'm talking about the stuff you know. No, that's why I said knowing isn't doing. Knowing is not the same thing as doing. It's not enough for you to know, but there must be some action. Faith without works is dead. That's all I'm saying.
Amen.
Daniel said, I have discovered that we have mistaken planning and preparation for movement.
See?
No grabs lip gloss. It is avoidance and it needs to stop.
Okay, well, thank you. Next time,
Oh,
inbox me. Next time, you can just inbox me on IG. You ain't got to put it all out in the chat.
you know what? That hit me, and I wasn't even expect. I was reading and did not expect for that to hit me. And she entered uh 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 Rem Fenty into the building, huh?
Like,
Minister
literally.
Fenty was right there when she said that, and it still hit me. Whew. I sure appreciate it though. And that's so right. A lot of times we practice avoidance. We just don't want to do the things that we're supposed to do. And we'll make
Hmm.
every excuse in the world. We see some eyes is being covered. Let's hit somebody else. Uh, lady, I'm talking about some hey Fenty. I mean, just all in my business. I know, right? Oh, we getting it. Everybody getting it, huh? But whew, yeah, that was a rough one. Oh my God, Lord, I'm gonna have to go back and listen to this again. Um, avoid action. The next point that I want to make before I just wallow in the last thing I heard, how fear disguises itself as waiting on the right time. Oh my lamb chops! How fear disguises itself as waiting on the right time. Can I'm not going to ask you. Can I be honest? This is my show. I tell what I want to tell.
Be
I'm telling on me
honest.
anyway. I got to tell it. She said it hit me first. Oh, okay, I'm glad that we are first partakers in this piece, huh?
Mm.
Um, when I tell you that I have had so many moments,
Mm-hmm.
especially since becoming a content creator,
Mm-hmm.
of when I was scared, and instead of going forward with the thing, I made up every excuse under the sun. Let me pray about it. I told I think I was talking to it probably was my pastor I was talking to when I was telling her how that is my go to. If I say something like let me pray about it, it's because I don't want to do it. I don't want to. Now I didn't go into the thing I don't want to do it because I'm scared. Because the
Mm-hmm.
truth of the matter is the sister girls still harbor insecurities. I don't know about you. I know y'all is wonderful out there. You never, had
Child,
nothing
ouch.
out of place. Never did nothing wrong. Y'all out there being wonderful. I ain't been so wonderful. So because I have not been so wonderful, I have harbored a few insecurities that I'm working through, but I
Mm-hmm.
have not overcome yet. And in that, there are a lot of times when I want to shy away from something. I'm like, it was like, hey, you feel like, you ought to consider doing Bible study. I said, who? Huh? Oh, let me pray about it. I don't know about that. Let me see what the Lord said. And if He lay it on my heart, then I'll get back to you. And then I just dismissed the whole thing. And they figure I'm praying about. I ain't thought about praying nothing. I was praying that the Lord don't say nothing to me about it. That's what my prayer is. I'm just, I'm keeping a stack. Nisha Antoinette is in the building. I dare not go past you without acknowledging your presence. We're so glad that you decided to hang out with us this evening. We won't be here before you long because we're on our way out. But we're so glad that you decided to spend a few moments with us. Greetings and salutations, and welcome to these here chatments. Um, but yeah, like I said, who
At
Lord
least you
have
say
mercy.
let you pray about it, Tina.
I mean, but I
I
was
just
lying.
avoided
What?
it
Okay, come
altogether.
on now. Come on. Knowing is not doing. Just because I said I needed to pray, I knew I needed to pray. Didn't mean I did. Don't mean I did it.
Mm.
Huh? It fits. I'm saying I'm telling on myself. So because oh Lord, I'm telling on myself, and now I don't like the fact I told on myself. Um, but yeah, there are more often than not. If I don't want to do something, it's gonna start with, "Let me pray about that." Now I ain't finna sit here and act like I didn't pray about everything I said I'm gonna pray about. I'm still waiting to pray. You know,
I do be
sometimes
fearful.
I pray and I turn my ear off because I don't want to hear none of the Lord telling me. Can I tell the truth? Y'all gonna let me tell the truth today? I'm just saying, you
Yeah, we're
know.
gonna keep it honest.
Yeah, because sometimes we will say that whole thing. And you're so welcome, Nisha. Um, but yeah, sometimes we will do that whole thing of, oh, good child, let me pray about it. You know, you don't be my want to do that. You know, or just the opposite. Let me pray about it. You know, you what you finna do. Your mind is already made up on what you're about to do.
And
And
what you
but a
ain't gonna
lot of times that waiting on the right time, I got to put this, I got to have that, in place. I got to do this, that, and the other. We're
do.
really
Oof.
and truly, it's just a thing of you scared.
Say you scared. You scared, say you scared.
Uh-huh. You're just scared. You're afraid
Mm,
of you may be afraid of what how people may view you. You may be afraid that you don't have all the resources that you need to start the thing because you have in your mind, oh, I need to make this kind of budget for this, or I
mm-hmm.
need to have this in place in order to do that. Or I don't have all of the equipment, or I don't have
Mm-hmm.
this and that in place. Which there can be some truth to that. But if the core is fear, it ain't got nothing to do with your equipment. If the
Mm,
core is fear, it ain't got nothing to do with your money, your resources, how people look at you or nothing. It's just the fact that you're afraid.
mm-hmm.
And that fear needs to be dealt with in order for you to move forward. I hear an echo.
You hear echo?
Uh-huh.
I was about to say I don't hear no echo.
Do y'all hear an echo? Maybe. Anyway,
I was gonna say I don't hear one.
I don't hear it anymore either. Okay. But like I said, um, I'm so glad y'all don't hear it. That means it's recording right, if nothing else. Um, Finally, and our last point, what it actually no, let me back up because have you had a moment, Antonice, where you knew that fear was disguising itself as waiting on the right time?
Okay, so I thought you was just telling your business. Like
Oh. You just ready to move on to get it out of here.
listen, y'all, so gracefully we finna just move right on along. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, a lot of times, and like most recently, I'm gonna say even with my channel, like when you were saying that, I started thinking because I'm like, okay, what's so crazy is you was like, okay, you'll say you need this, and sometimes it could be true, but I'm like, every time I said it, so y'all know this is the person who said I was starting this show like how many months ago? Y'all know when I did Sugar Kisses show, when I did Kiss from Jay's show, I'm supposed to be starting a show, and to be honest, y'all, fear, like I did not start. Like every time I said I was gonna start, I didn't start. I was like, oh, I needed this. And then guess what? I ended up getting this, and then I still didn't start. Then I was like, I needed this, and then guess what? I ended up getting that, and I still didn't start. And now months later, I still have not started. What's crazy is I think fear took me from not starting to just like staying stagnant and not doing nothing, because I went from starting the show to like somewhat going live to not even going live, like only going live when I do intentionally random. And
Hmm.
sometimes y'all, I be wanting to be fearful and back out of this only because I love like doing it, but it do cause us to do like internal work. It do cause you to look in the mirror and be like, you know what, this is what it is. And it's like, yeah, that's why you didn't do it. Like you was scared. And it's like why you scared? What you fearful for? So yeah,
Hmm.
I'm definitely working through that, y'all. So if you do, if you do pray, keep me in prayer.
Us. Hello. You ain't gonna leave me out. You're gonna get all the prayers that I
Yes,
just
well,
supposed to be.
yes, us.
Don't put me on the
I'm
curb in the prayer
sorry.
line.
Yes, y'all, us, but I'm saying especially like with fear, cause it, child.
You talking
Let's
about
see, fear.
especially?
That's
Hmm.
a whole like topic, like fear, and it's so crazy because it's like you will look at it and it's like fear. It's not really nothing you can. It's not anything. It's like it's not tangible, but it can. It had like it holds so much weight, like child, the spirit of fear.
And I get it. Danielle asked the question or posed the comment. Will you do it afraid?
Mm. Mm.
I'm gonna let that one rest on you for a minute.
Mm.
Will you do it afraid? I had to do this content afraid.
Mm.
Afraid that I was gonna be too churchy.
Mm.
Now I know that sounds crazy for the person that will break out and teach Bible study, but I don't that don't be my intention. In fact, I could say that for the most part, I have just desired to just be normal, to be
Mm.
m- maybe not another stash cash, because I can't do what he does. But there has been times where I have desired to just be another number rather than allowing the things that I have developed in the past, away from the camera. Not saying I haven't been on camera because I have been on camera, but as far as giving people a sneak peek into the things that I believe, I
Mm.
love, I cherish, I respect, my opinions, my thoughts,
Mhm.
sometimes my dreams in some capacity. Because not I don't always, just spill all of my guts in my life ever, that ever happened in life. But there are times where you're called to the forefront to do something that goes against how you see yourself in the moment. And you
Mhm.
have to be willing to do it afraid. You have to be willing to do it afraid of ridicule, afraid of what, because I still have a great admiration and respect for the the church. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? But what I'm doing is not necessarily church. And so there are a lot of church people that are like, this is wrong. They have all kind of opinions about YouTube people, and what people have to say and all this, that, and the other. But the fact of the matter is we're all called to something. I
Mm.
may not be called to be a doctor or a lawyer, even though I could argue, a wall down. But that may not be my calling. Just because you can do something don't mean that you should. But then there are times that just because I'm afraid don't mean I shouldn't.
Hmm.
Danielle said we did a lot of scary stuff for the oh here she go already. We did a lot of scary stuff for the wrong reasons. We do hard things because we want the outcome. Do you want the will of God enough to do it no matter what it costs?
Amen.
Where is Fenty? Huh? Where is Fenty? I just
Okay, grab Fenty sister for me.
a matter of fact, where is the tambourine? Is it a bell in the building? What happened?
Oh, I'm so mad I don't got my bell.
Yes, the YouTube people. Yes, you know how the folks be talking about us. But yeah, when you become a content creator, you have to deal with the scrutiny of what other people think. And sometimes you have to make it up in your mind, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Right?
I'm gonna do what I'm led to do. I'm gonna do what I'm called to do. I'm gonna do what I'm chosen to do.
Mm.
Because not always is it about, there are a lot of people that are called, but when you have been chosen to do something, not everyone can have this kind of conversation, but you and I are willing to have the conversation.
Mm,
Not everyone can be as
mm,
transparent as we are in this moment, but we're willing to share with people so that somebody can know that you can call yourself into accountability and you
mm,
don't have to hide behind fear. And you don't have to just continue to get all of the sessions and the lectures and the preaching and the teaching and the therapy and not do anything, but you could actually move forward. Everyone does not have the ability to share that in the way that we do. And so when you're chosen to do something, you have to take into consideration that when you won't do it, who's missing out because you're not in place?
Mm.
What are you keeping from flowing into your life in reciprocity of what you've poured out? In other words, what is it that you ain't getting because you won't do the thing that you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it so you could get the thing for doing what you were supposed to do? Did you get that? Did you catch it?
Hmm. Caught and clocked.
But they just said content creation will humbly you swiftly, but remembering that chosen part is key. Thank you, ladies, for real.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, uh, I will. I'm not finna be all emotional on here.
Okay.
Lafita,
I
so
haven't
glad that you
cried in a while.
decided to hang it. Yeah, because I ain't gonna have me on here crying. Um, Lafita, so glad that you decided to hang out and standing here with us for a pair of seconds. We're on our way out the door. But we're so glad that you decided to hang out with us. Greetings and salutations, and welcome to these here Chapmans. Lafita, birthday twin. Look at all these birthday twins. Ain't that about nothing? I ain't got none. I don't know. Well, not yet. Well, not on here. I might not need none. I don't know. Let them tears out. Mm-mm. 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 I got dry eye right now. I got dry eye. Now, lastly, this is our last point, and we're gonna get out y'all's hair because y'all done heard us talk long enough. What it actually looks like to move when faith is required, not just talked about. We get the opportunity to prove what we believe by what we do. Not saying, oh, here we go with this one. It's okay to shed a tear a time or two, praying reciprocal blessings. Layered, and I caught it. uh, hey, Leah, so glad that you decided to hang out with us. Greetings and salutations, and welcome to these here Chapman's. Technically, it's Kankalon. Y'all talking about hair? Who said that? I don't know.
I don't know.
Don't be blocking my blessings by holding back, please, and thank you.
Mm.
Oh my goodness. Oh, they not playing with us tonight.
Thank you, Lord.
They not playing with us tonight. Is this what be happening to you when you be doing Bible study and I be putting stuff in the Chapmans? I can't say I gotta hold it back, but Jesus Christ, y'all not playing tonight. Um, but I
Hmm.
must say, when it comes to that whole thing, it's still saying nope. What it actually looks like to move when faith is required, not just talked about. Um, Sometimes it's about shutting your face, being quiet, studying to be quiet, not being the first one to jump and say something, being the first person that want to give somebody a piece of your mind. Um, Sometimes it's about holding your peace. Sometimes it's about being still, not trying to work a thing out by yourself on your own or of your own volition, but waiting on a breakthrough to come to you. And I know
Mm.
sometimes that could be a hard thing, having done all to
Mm-hmm.
stand there for. You already put in the work. You already been praying. You already been working. You already been studying. You already have done the things, the preliminaries. It's like after you've gone to the gym and you done pumped that iron and you'd have got your reps in. You'd have did all the push-ups and all the squats and all the curls and things, all the bench presses, all of the hopping and the skipping and the jumping. When you get through with that, guess what you got to do when you get finished?
Hmm.
Rest, recover, rest, recover, so you can see the growth. Because you're not going to get the growth. You might get a good pump, but you're not going to get the growth until you rest. Sometimes, oh, I'm going there. Sometimes there are things that we have to take a moment and rest from in order to see the fruition of the thing to come about. sometimes, I'm going to say it one more time, we
Mm.
have to take a rest. Rest your mind, rest your body, rest your efforts as it pertains of trying to make a thing happen, and allow God in your rest, in your place of recovery, to do the thing that you can't do yourself.
Hmm.
Because there are aspects that need to be left alone. Don't require your hand. You done said all the things that need to be said. You done did all the things that need to be done. And sometimes, as it pertains to that faith, it's not just being um a mouthpiece for what you know, or a mouthpiece
Hmm.
for what you can make happen. Yeah, we know in faith you can lift up the car and throw it down the street. Yeah, we get all that. You move the mountain and all that. Yeah, I get all that. And then sometimes it takes your faith to rest.
Hmm.
Sometimes it takes you being willing to say the quiet part out loud and believe that you'll be protected in all of your things, all of the things that concern you, be protected
Mm.
after you do the thing that you felt like was going to cause you harm. When will you know that God got your back if you never take him up on his offer to be courageous?
Mm.
With that being said, I want to remind you, because at some point growth stops being about what you learned
Hmm.
and it starts being about what you're willing to change. Antonice, you got any thoughts about
Um,
what it looks like to move when faith is required?
my only thought is like it would be in reference to what Pastor JD was saying in reference to like rest and recover. I feel like a lot of times like we talk about faith and stuff, but when you think about it, like faith would more so be like less of us and more of like leaning on the Lord. And so
Hmm.
with that, like that's what I'm trying to do more of. I don't need no more like you said, like normal no more shoot, well, always studying, but I'm just saying like and taking like all of this stuff but actually not doing it. Like I want to lean more on him, walk more by faith and not so much as by sight.
Hmm.
And yeah,
Yeah.
and go.
Lala said, my mom always asks, what you gonna do about it?
Mm.
Like they say in Memphis, you gonna barbecue or you gonna meal do?
Barbecue and mildew.
Yeah.
But they
Meaning,
say you gonna mess or get off the pot. I don't know if that is
come
it like
on
this.
now. You saying the sayings, huh? But that's what I mean by, at some point, um, you you're able to prove that you're willing to do something when you know the something that you are to do and you execute. That's it. Everything else that's to fall in place ain't even on you.
Oh yep.
After you put the seed into the ground, it is not your responsibility to grow it. You can water it. You can. You can literally get you a whole irrigation system. But the growth part ain't on you. Do the necessary. That's all we
Hmm.
saying tonight. Do the necessary. And the necessary includes the part that you can do. You can
Hmm.
do this.
Hmm.
You can do this.
Hmm.
You can do this. Knowing isn't enough. You can do this. Any last words to the people, Anthony, before we head on out of here?
You can do it. And yes, you can do it scared. You can do it afraid. Yes. I will do it afraid with the help of the Lord, walking along with him. And y'all should too, or at least try it.
With that being said, we appreciate all of you all. Lord, that is a whole word. Do the necessary. Yes. What are you willing to change? Yes. Come on in here. The people is talking right now. Was that your bell, the keys? We appreciate all of you all that have come out tonight. It has been a blessing. We're so glad that you hung with us, that you kicked it with us tonight. It's been rough, but y'all hung with us the whole time. What I want you to walk away with is this thought right here. That when it's all said and done, you already know what to do. You already know what is necessary because you've already been given the instructions. You already have the plan. You already have the layout. You already got the victory. Now just walk in it. Do the thing and be intentional about it. Thank y'all for coming out. As always, God bless you and good night. Bye.